Okay, ready, rolling, go.
हाँ रेडी सर.
You ready? Okay, action. Glass. थोड़ा पीछे रहो. हाँ आगे बाद में जब मैं निकल जाऊंगा बोल दूंगा.
हाँ मालूम है, देखूंगा मैं उधर कैमरे के पास. नहीं तुम लोग उधर
जाइए.
हाँ चलो शिफ्ट कीजिए उसको.
जाइए. जाओ.
दुकान
जाइए अब जाइए
जाइए Let them come, the three ladies. ठीक जाना हो दर्द ठीक जाना आइए आइए हाँ
जूम आउट कर रहा हूँ चलो
करो
हाँ बस ठीक है पीछे रहना 1 2 3 4 5
Let Hari cut the short
1 2 3 4 5
20 तक दीजिए सर
बता कोई इधर है तो नहीं ना
नहीं
In the fight between Persia and Georgia, Persian army became victorious. Among the prisoners were one beautiful lady known as Lady Kathavan. In the year 1623, there was a fight between Persia and Georgia, and in the battle, Persian army became victorious. Among the prisoners were a very beautiful lady, a princess known as Kathavan. Since she was very beautiful, the king Shah Abbas took a fancy for her and married her. But at the same time, she was favoring and she was patronizing Augustinian fathers who had built this very particular church. So the whole court became angry against her. They went against them, and then ultimately a decree was passed to execute her. Ultimately, she was done to death. After she was done to death, her mortal remains were brought by the Augustinian fathers who had built this church to this place, and she has been buried in one of the places on one of the altar sites. Is it?
What does the source mention? Or where are you looking for?
It has been recorded in the Portuguese sources. On the basis of that records, we have tapped one of these areas here, because in the Portuguese sources it is said that she has been buried under the second window. First window is that one, and second window is this one. So we tapped a place here and went up to the rock bottom. Unfortunately, we have not been able to get anything there. And then we tried this place also. It is also the second window. So when we went to the rock bottom, there also we could not get anything. But now some of the learned historians, they say, since it is not here, it might be on the other side of the church, or here also on the other side of the church. There also we tried, we could not get anything. So since we have not been able to find in the internal portion of the church, now we are going towards the external side. Perhaps we may be able to locate it there. So on the left side of the exterior of the church also we excavated, and unfortunately we have not been able to find anything. And now we are trying on the right side of it, that also on the exterior. This work is going on, and perhaps we may be able to locate it on that side.
How will you know?
Location is very easy, because the Portuguese sources, they have described it extensively. because they say that not only the bones of the princess, along with that there was the bones of 3 more priests also, and their names have also been mentioned in that Portuguese sources. And plus we will be finding that tomb inscriptions also. Wherever people have been buried here, we have a lot of tomb inscriptions. So there we are able to, on the basis of this tomb inscription, we will be able to exactly identify the person there.
It's a black marble.
If there is a black marble, it is what is said in the Portuguese sources. So it is very easy to locate it. St. Augustine was
Okay.
The construction of the church complex started in the year 1572 and it was completed by the year 1602. So this was the period when great historical events were taking place in the whole world. For example, Renaissance had completely shaken the entire Europe. Counter Reformation had also set in at the same time. So the churches which you see here all around all Goa, this is the product of that particular period. And coming back to India, I mean, almost all the political emperors, they were showing their own might and their own strength at that time. For example, if you go to Fatehpur Sikri was almost the product of the same period. Fatehpur means a victory place. Bijapur again a Vijay place, and Vijayanagar, or that is Hampi, it is also shows their political might and their political power also, Vijaypur or Vijayanagar. So almost all of them were showing their own political might at that time. And we have to place all Goa also in that particular context only. This church was not only one of the biggest in the whole Goa. This church had one of the widest nave. While the construction of the nave was going on, it fell down twice. The unknown architect could not bear it. So he came here and reconstructed it the third time, and at the same time stood below this along with his only one son, and then asked the people to fire a cannon near the monument. So he just wanted to test whether the vibration of the cannon will again affect the building and whether it will fall down or not. In case it was falling down, and then this time he was ready to die along with his only one son. So now we have to start from.
So after it cannoned, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, start.
So the cannon was fired and the structure withstood the entire vibration. Nothing happened.
And finally, which portion fell down? Finally, when the church collapsed, and why?
Because in the why
When the church fell down,
yeah,
what portion gave way, and why? Why did it happen?
only the nave portion fell down, because here I mean they were using huge laterite stone as for this nave portion. Actually the method was European. In Europe they were using mostly light bricks, but whereas here they were using huge stones, which of course did not go very well with the architectural method. So it fell down. A number of tombs. Yeah.
Okay, rolling.
Okay, now you can start.
A number of tombs.
एक मिनट कट करो. Cut.
Number of tombstones. Yeah.
Rolling.
A number of tombstones belonging to members of royal families have been exposed here. We have the tombstones right from the year 1608, and then it goes to 1618, 1621 and 1632 also. And the tombstones belong to some of the very highest officials like Antonio Vera, captain and governor of Ceylon. Some others are Antonio Galzao, captain of the fort of Sofala, Diego de Souza Menezes, governor of Mombasa, Gaspar da Malo, governor of Malacca, and many others. The whole church used to be covered with beautiful tiles like this, and in Europe it used to be known as azulejos. Of course, the technique was taken from Persia, but once it reached Europe, they introduced some new colors like the yellow and the green also. Here is a tombstone which is fixed vertically on the wall, but this is not very common here. Even then, there are one or two graves like this in this portion of Say Cathedral.
Madam, you can notice.
This is the ale portion of St. Augustine Church with 5 chapels and the connecting corridors. It goes up to the tower, which is half broken today. Yeah. The nave,
Okay, start.
the nave which withstood the vibration in 1602 came down on 8th September 1842. You can see the depressions of the fall there on the floor itself.
What do you want to say about the tower?
Reconstruction should be.
Can you speak about reconstruction?
Yeah. There is a proposal with the Archaeological Survey of India to reconstruct the entire thing. But the question is, even after the reconstruction, what are we going to do with it? Are we going to put it to some kind of use again? That is the question now which is remaining with us. Yeah.
Start.
Here we may find something. Since it was occupied by these people and
Wait, 5 minutes.
yes. It is that typical Islamic glazed pottery. The poison plate, famous celebration for poison plate. There is an inscription also here, right? It is in Chinese. It is upside down, the writing is upside down. So feeling pressure in water, it reads like that.
Here also
It's
Chinese.
correct. It is this one, Chinese greetings. Yang Ching Chan. This is it's a beautiful peony tree. It's a beautiful peony tree. It's a symbol of the summer season. And once the winter ends and the summer starts, so it is a symbol of that. An inscription. Actually, here there is an inscription also. Yeah. It's an inscription. It's known as Yu Jade. But this piece is very important. So it is Yang Ching Chan. Yeah. Great prosperity they are wishing for the man. Number of pieces with inscriptions. And this is again very important because of the belief that the pot will break into two or it will change its color. The exploration team is on the way. The whole team is searching for the pottery pieces here. And Mr. Rao has
first we'll roll, then we'll do. Okay, action.
Yeah, one more piece is
Oh,
there.
sir, it's a very beautiful piece. Especially this design is very unusual. Here there is a beautiful inscription also. Because usually Chinese is written upside down. It's
Give
very
it back,
beautiful.
give it back also.
Still there is a another beautiful piece here. It's a Chinese greeting word. It can be read as Ying Ching Chang. Ying Ching Chang means